So once again, thank you for joining us today. We are here for the NYLOP information session for the request for qualifications for co-developer for VOA's project in Rochester, New York. My name is Rondalee Davis. I am a senior program officer for the LISC New York, on the LISC New York housing team. I want to just go over a little bit about today's session. We'll be doing an overview of the project as well as the RFQ. And talking a little bit about the expectations for respondents to the RFQ. That session, the latter part of the session will be for Q&A. If there are any questions, we ask that our attendees drop them in the Q&A box, and we will be sure to answer them either throughout the webinar, or we'll do so at the very end live. I'd like to take this opportunity to pass the meeting over to Monica Dean. Monica is one of the directors of housing at LISC New York, as well as a director on the national housing team for LISC. Monica.
Thank you, Rondalee, and good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us this morning. We're looking forward to sharing a lot of great information with you about this very exciting project that LISC is happy to be working with Volunteers of America on. And so get your questions ready. As Rondalee said, you can put them in the Q&A box as we go on. And so LISC is a national community development organization who has, from the very beginning, has been able to work with its community organizations and partners across the country. And we have 36 offices across the country, really focusing on attracting, resources that allow our partners in community the capacity to do their best while also, leveraging those relationships across our partners in the state and on the federal level and in local municipalities with capital resources to really help communities thrive. And so the partners that we work with closely include, but are not limited to community-based organizations, but really the goal is to connect them, with residents to help advance the goals on the local levels that are important to them in the communities that they serve. And so for 45 years, LISC was founded in 1979. We have deployed $35 billion in capital to the communities that we have been working with across the country, which has resulted, in $93 billion in additional public and private investment in the work that we do. And as you can see, we have been able to create over 530,000 homes, affordable homes, places where people live, work, and play. And that includes over 83 million square feet of commercial retail space and community space and schools and health facilities that are, have been able to be available through the support of LISC over these past 45 years. And so in the New York office, LISC New York, which is the flagship office of LISC, as I said earlier, we work with our local partners across New York State to create, all of these communities of opportunity. And at LISC New York, we have invested over $4 billion, which we were able to leverage for $10 billion that resulted in over 50,952 affordable homes and apartments and 3 million square feet of commercial space. And so at the LISC New York Land Opportunity Program, which is what brings us here today, our goal, and we've been very intentional about this program since 2016, is to work, with mission-driven organizations and those faith-based organizations, who own land what we identify as like these high opportunity areas, to really help them bring these plans and projects to fruition. And we do that by working with them to help them identify the appropriate partners, development partners in particular, to create the much needed affordable housing on the properties that they own. That's either one being underutilized, or vacant. And so, I briefly described the program already, but New York NYLOP program, we focus on providing organizations with financial and technical assistance support, again, to help bring these projects to fruition. And for this particular, the project that we're here today about, Volunteers of America submitted an application in response to an RFEI that we issued last year, February 2025, and they were selected as one of the 10 cohort participants for 2025. And so we're really excited to be working with Volunteers of America to help them bring this much needed project to fruition, to increase affordable housing in Western New York. And you will hear a lot more about the project as we go about the presentation this morning. And so, it's my pleasure, and always, one of the partners for NYLOP has been Jimmy Miller, the CEO and founder of Sincere Consultant. Jimmy has been working with LISC New York for NYLOP for some time now, and also in other capacity. And so Jimmy not only is very committed and knowledgeable about this work in this space, but he, has been able to have, this knowledge due to all of the experience and leadership positions he's held over the tenure of his professional career. And he probably does this as a hobby too. So, because he just loves it so much. But Jimmy, has worked for the governor of New York as the deputy general manager for NYCHA, and also the president of the New York Housing Trust Fund Corporation. And so he is going to walk us through kind of the scope, what we're looking for in a co-developer, and you'll hear from other members of the team as well. But it's a pleasure to bring up next Jimmy Miller from Sincere Consulting. Jimmy.
Thank you, Ms. Dean. I hope everyone can hear me. As Ms. Dean said, this is a pleasure to do this work. And let me say, it's been a pleasure working with VOA the last couple of months. They have been fantastic partner. In terms of partners, I think this is my third year with NYLOP. I can't keep track anymore. But over that time, the program has expanded. We've learned a lot. And this year, we expanded from New York City to Western New York to the entire state. So this year, we were lucky enough to select 10 members of our cohort. And they are spread throughout Western New York and New York City and the Hudson Valley. And we have Elam Christian Fellowship, and they're in Buffalo. National Committee for the Furtherance of Jewish Education, and they're in Brooklyn. Concord Baptist Church, also in Brooklyn. VOA, which we subject of our forum today, is in Rochester. Delta Development of Western New York is in East Aurora. And the Lutheran Care Network is in Poughkeepsie. And the National Council for Further Jewish Education, same group. They have two sites, one in Brooklyn and one in Manhattan. And then we have King Urban Life in Buffalo, and we have Durham Memorial Outreach Center in Buffalo. So you can see our 2025 cohort is dominated by Western New York and the Buffalo region. And so that is our team this year. And I think overall we have about 17 members in our cohort from the last couple of years. And now I'm going to get to the fun part. I'm going to introduce here Dr. Junior Dillon, and he is the president and CEO of Volunteers of America of Western New York. He focuses on strengthening programs, supporting staff, and ensuring that people in the community can access the services they need to succeed. Since 2023, he has helped expand the organization's reach by opening new programs, enhancing service coverage across the region, and guiding key improvements that position the agency for long-term growth. Throughout his career, he has demonstrated expertise in board leadership, strategic planning for nonprofits, and mission development. He holds a PhD in education from the University of Rochester, Go Rochester, and specialization in human development. His leadership is grounded in the belief that when people are supported and encouraged to reach their full potential, entire communities from benefit. So I'm going to bring to you and let Dr. Dilly say a few words.
Yeah, that's an old picture, but
Old picture, but beautiful picture.
obviously I agree with everything that's said in the bio. Happy to be here. None of it is possible without the support of my team as well. And a leader is only as good as the team that he surrounds or she surrounds him or they surround themselves with. And so I've got my SVP of advancement on the call, Pat Drake, and my SVP of operations, Rob Conti, and they've been instrumental in a lot of the initiatives that we've put forward for VOA. So I just want to make sure that that's known, and other team members, obviously, who are not on the call. But this is a huge opportunity for us, and I was aware of LISC prior to coming to the VOA because I'd had some meetings with LISC and some discussions when I used to lead the Wilson Foundation, and so I was familiar with the great work that LISC had been carrying out, and has seen this as an opportunity and was very excited by it and continue to be excited by it. And for us, it helps us with our continuum of care. We provide emergency housing, some transitional and permanent supportive housing, and so it kind of brings it together for us, and we've got the space, and we always think about here at VOA, what is the type of impact that we're having on the community where we're situated, and this helps us to have a stronger and more positive impact. And so we appreciate this. We're ready to roll our sleeves up for this journey, and are already thinking about what's it going to be like when we're opening those doors and we're all together, and getting people into these programs that need it. So thank you, and happy to be here.
Thank you, Doctor. I also have here with us today from VOA, Patricia Drake. Again, been great working with Patricia as well over the last couple of months. And I'll let Patricia say something about the organization, as well as try to talk about their vision and their mission and their objective and what is it that they're trying to achieve with this endeavor.
Thanks, Jimmy. I just want to echo what Junior said. We are very grateful to be part of the NYLOP cohort. We appreciate all of the support of LISC in moving this project forward. We'll get into the details of the project shortly, but it really is to expand affordable housing for families in the Rochester community, which is much needed. Volunteers of America operates a continuum of programs, as Junior stated, and we see the need for additional housing for families as they continue their journey. So we're excited to find the right partner to work on this and create this new housing development. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Tricia. Tricia, do you have any other members from your team here with us?
Yes, Rob is here.
Okay, so we have Robert Conte, and who else from your team?
He is the final person on our team who's present.
Okay, all right. So we so next on our run of the show here, we have the proposed project plan, and we have with us here Randy Wood. Randy is from ESKW. team that LISC New York has put together. It's comprised of myself, so-called development expert, and we have Jason Goldstein Hall. He's our legal expert, and we have Randy Woods, and Randy's from ESKW. So it is the three of us that form the technical team whose job it is to assist the groups from taking their idea from concept to development. So I'm going to let
Are we on are we on the right slide? I'm not sure. We're on the proposed project plan.
we're on the right side. That's correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Yeah. And then I'm going to let Randy start off with this, and then to the extent that we need or you wish to, we can have your team also discuss the development as well, because I'm sure you know it a lot better than we do, because you've been living it for years. But I'll let Randy go to the technical aspects. Randy?
Yes, thanks, Jimmy. I'll keep this brief because I think this one is relatively straightforward, and the information's in the package that's been provided to everyone. I'll start off noting, and this has been mentioned a couple times, that the test fits that we do for these are based on the vision of the group that we're working with. So we have worked with VOA in terms of the general sizes of the properties, the unit breakdowns, and the way, and a little bit on what is provided in terms of amenities and other similar spaces. We understand the project to be as of right. It is two buildings of similar size, one of 4 stories and one of 5. Jimmy, do we have the plan?
Yes, we have it. Is it loaded?
Because
Is it loaded up?
The test fit is not included in the PowerPoint.
No, it's
oh,
not
that's
included
okay.
here.
I'll speak to it
You have
then.
to- you have to wing it.
Yeah, that's I don't I have it in front of me, so I don't have to wing it. But the thing that I wanted to one of the things I wanted to point out was the unit mix. Again, this is something that is the wish of the of VOA, and it is made up essentially of 2, 3, and 4 bedroom units. These are all sort of family units. I want to note specifically the 4 bedroom units because they're maybe a little bit unusual. There aren't many. There's 7, I believe, if I have this right. But there are no smaller units in this proposal. They are all family units, and I just wanted to point that out. Again, it is as of right. There's information in the package about the both zoning and code, how we got to the size of the buildings, and we believe it to be as of right. I don't know if anyone at VOA wants me to add anything further about this.
I know that we had space on the agenda for Rob, so if Rob is willing to sort of add anything, we can give him the floor.
I'll just copy what Junior and Pat said. We're very excited about this opportunity. It adds additional housing stabilities within the Rochester community, and just continuously grow our footprint on what we do and who we serve.
Thank you. We do have some additional project site information that we did collect from the participants, and we can also share just the aerial view of the site here which is behind the existing VOA building. I'm not sure if anyone from our architectural consultant team, our development consultant team, or the team at VOA would like to take a minute to talk about the site itself, if that's needed.
Yeah, so this is part of a large campus that Volunteers America owns and operates. And what's important to know is that campus is right on Lake Avenue with a public bus stop right in the front of it. And our children's center is located there. So this affordable housing would be developed in the back lot, which is 18 Ambrose Street, which is just adjacent to the children's center. So very convenient for the families that we are proposing to serve. The availability of both transportation as well as childcare. We also have space in the plans to bring services on site for the families because we find that an integrated approach works really well for the populations we serve. And so we just feel like this entire complex is the right place for this to be in Rochester.
Thank you, Patty. Is there anything else that anyone wants to add before we move on to Jason's slide? Okay. I'll hand it off to Jason.
Great, thank you. So my name is Jason Labate. I'm a partner at the law firm Goldstein Hall. Goldstein Hall is a mid-size law firm that focuses on affordable housing and community development in New York State and elsewhere. And we serve as legal technical advisors to the LISC NYLOP, New York Land Opportunity Program. And so our role is to work with the team to perform the initial due diligence that regarding the corporate documents and formalities of the participant and the owner, and to review title and perform other due diligence to ensure that the property is appropriate for an affordable housing project and the owner. We have assisted in the creation of the RFQ, and we will assist for the remainder of the project in reviewing the proposals that you all submit with regard to the legal rights and obligations of Volunteers of America and of the developer to confirm that they are in accord with their expectations, or at least to explain those responses so that they can properly be evaluated, and then to ultimately help craft an exclusivity agreement and hopefully a detailed term sheet between the selected developer and Volunteers of America. So thank you.
Thank you.
Looking forward to responses.
Turn this back over to Jimmy.
All right. Thank you, Rhonda. Jason. All right. As Jason was saying, we work together with VOA to figure out what the mission is and the goals and objectives and the vision for this particular site. And that happens over 8 to 12 week period. And then we do several test fits. And once that's done, we develop a concept plan. And that concept plan forms the basis for the RFQ. And so we have issued, in conjunction with VOA, an RFQ for the development of 18 Ambrose Street, which is again located in Rochester. And the RFQ outlines the co-development scope of work, which is to assist VOA with refining the site plan that we developed. So the site plan that we developed is just a point of departure. It is not the final site plan. It will evolve after we have dialogue between the co-developer and the group. We look for the co-developer to provide the guarantees, the customary guarantees that needed to bring this project to fruition. Hiring and managing a consultant in conjunction with VOA, and those roles are negotiated and in developing the capital stack for the project as well. We look for the co-developer to be involved with the community and get the community support, and obviously be involved with the state and local government entities, and also with input from our legal team and VOA. We look for the co-developer to help us organize the ownership entity that can be approved by VOA. So that is the scope of work, and we can answer any questions about that later. The RFQ also outlines the evaluation criteria, and we look at the quality and completeness of the information that you provide to us in your response. We're going to evaluate your past relevant experience and your experience in completing a project of comparable size and scope as the one outlined in the RFQ. We're also looking to make sure that you have experience with low-income housing tax credits and working with HCR. And we're looking to ensure that your key members have experience as well. And just as important as your experience, we're looking to make sure that you have the financial wherewithal to provide the pre-development funding, of which we're looking to you provide 100% of that pre-development funding. And again, to be able to make all the guarantees that are needed, but that will be needed by the lender and investor. So that is the evaluation criteria. A RFQ also outlines the critical dates. One is which we're having now, which is the efficient session. The deadline for question is Monday, February the 2nd, which I think is next week.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, yeah. And we will respond to your questions by February the 6th. And the deadline for you submitting your responses is February the 13th at 3 p.m. local time. And that deadline is hard and fast. So I will turn this back over to Rhonda, please.
Thanks, Jimmy. So for questions, if you'd like to reach out to the LISC New York team, we ask that you send an email to our general program email at NYLOP@LISC.org. It's on the screen. We check it frequently, and we'll be sure to respond to any questions that you have about the project. As Jimmy said, that they will also be published on the LISC New York website on the if they're submitted by the question deadline. I am not seeing any questions in the Q&A, but if persons would like to ask questions now, it will be the time to do so. These, of course, we can answer them live. Like I said before, if you have any questions after the webinar, please send us an email at nylop@lisc.org. All right, so there are no questions. I would like to thank you once again for joining us. This recording will be made available on the NYLOP page of the LISC website as well at the top of next week. And the deck, which I know that sometimes is a request, if you send us an email at NYLOP, we will be sure to provide you with a deck if necessary. Thank you guys so much for joining us today, and please enjoy the rest of your afternoon.